You're only a what if away from great holidays. Book now with whatif.com. What if it's Aussie for travel? It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. And Alana in for Kimber today. Hello.
Good morning, Pete.
Gossip Queen Alana McLean, which we'll get the goss a little bit later on. I hear that a massive couple that have been arguing for decades have finally buried the hatchet in the gossip world.
I mean, look, who doesn't say that miracles don't happen? It's a pretty juicy one, though. It's been going on and on and on for years.
Yeah, you will recognise these names and you will hear more about it coming up after 7:30 this morning. We will also have Eddie Maguire on the show inside the next 20 minutes ahead of Gather Round for the footy and MAFS finale. It was a big one. You caught the MAFS finale last night, Married at First Sight.
Oh, every twist and turn. Yes, I did. It was a huge night for finales last night. We had the MAFS finale, the Australian Idol finale.
The Australian Island finale. Welcome to Australian Island.
The island. Well, we could make that one. And also White Lotus.
Yeah, White Lotus.
So you had to pick
finale.
your poison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you picked MAFS?
I did pick MAFS, but the other two closely behind.
Oh, car crash TV.
It really was.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
You know, yesterday on the show, Alana, we were talking about Married at First Sight because some of the audio that we were playing from the reunion show the other night were just absolutely nuts. Jackie, for example, and the yelling she was doing.
There was intent from the start.
There was no intent, Ryan. I tried.
Oh, my
I
God.
tried my off.
Oh,
I
you
literally
tried.
to make this relationship work.
Did you now?
I did.
Oh, wow.
I did.
Because yelling...
Honestly, Ryan, I've
right.
had enough of you.
So Jackie and Ryan,
my
which
gosh.
red flag city.
The
those
flags
two.
are flagging. Let's put it that way.
And then last night was the finale for Married at First Sight. Now, you caught it. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, so this is the part where all the castmates come back, including the ones that didn't stay on the show and make it to final vows. So some of, the crowd favourites like Katie, they're all there to take part and the experts are there going through all the reviews of the relationships that made it to the final vows on the couch. Some jaw on the floor moments. So Jackie that you just heard there. So she was paired with Ryan. But what happened was that after the show, so I claim, she got together with Clint. So Clint was having a front row seat to watch out the highlight package of Jackie and Ryan's toxic relationship. And then afterwards, he doubled down. Listen to this.
And even from seeing Jackie on there, is it any alarms that you've seen watching Jackie?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I've actually fallen more for her since I've just watched that.
So in
vomit.
the timeline of things, right? It's been about 4 weeks since we had the ceremonies, the final ceremonies, where they say I'm with you or I'm not with you, right? Then they go away for 4 weeks, and then they come back for the reunion dinner, which we saw the other night. And then we also have what we saw last night, which is the final episode, them on the couch and all that sort of thing. And so in that 4 weeks, Clint and Jackie have gotten together, right? And even after all of that, he's like, I'm keen, mate. And he proposed. He bloody proposed. I can't believe saw that at one of the rap parties.
Yes.
The last couple of nights.
If that isn't a couple wanting some new idea cash, I don't know.
100%. Yes.
The PR stunt level of that was bizarre. But another one that was really interesting to watch was WA contestants Karina and Paul.
Oh my! Now Paul's the flog that punched the wall, right?
That's
and then
him.
emotionally blackmailed Karina.
Yes.
He looks like a real estate bro with his white pants.
He loves
and his
a white
slick back
chino.
hair and all that sort
There's
of stuff.
plenty of gel going on. Now, they had their review with the experts, and then John Aiken absolutely laid the smackdown.
You have to stop playing the victim and look at me when I'm talking to you, because I won't get another chance to give this to you straight, and you need to change. I have seen a guy who has consistently broken his partner's trust. Not once, not twice, 3 times. The first thing, you punched a wall. That's violence. No excuse. You did it and you shouldn't have. It just made me sick in the stomach. This must be a wake-up call to you.
Now, how did Paul respond?
Oh, he was trying to deny it. He was trying to get out of it.
Of course he was.
He's just a gaslighter. He is just toxic. And
so did Paul and Karina stay together? Like, what's the deal there?
No, they
They're split?
absolutely did not. She dumped him at the final vows.
Thank God.
He was trying to still blame her even as of last night.
Yeah.
Then that happened with John. He ended up taking, a little bit of accountability and responsibility, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But, I mean, MAFS, always, what a ride. What a ride
mate, I'll
it's
tell you
been.
what blows my mind is that this has been the most chaotic season season yet. And still, we're hearing that people are lining up in droves to be on it for next season. So bring it on.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Pete and Kimber's Yay or Nay.
And producer Brooke.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh, good morning.
I know, what a vibe in here. You guys are amazing.
You're amazing, Brooke.
Oh, stop it. I've got 2 very fun yay or nays for you. So are you ready?
We're ready.
Let's go.
First one, influencers.
3, 2, 1.
Yay.
Yay.
Oh, fair enough. Look,
That's just because we're trying to be them.
Speak for yourself, honey.
You with your YouTube channel
Already
and your free
there.
deals, your
Already
cars.
there. I may have snuck in a couple of cheeky deals the last couple of weeks.
You did. You've been hustling every day. You're hustling.
Well, I am deep in the docos at the moment. There's a lot of docos on influencing. I'm currently watching Age of Influence on Disney Plus, and then Netflix is launching one tomorrow called Bad Influence: The Dark Side of Kidfluencing.
Kidfluencing.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So is this is about basically
danger.
using
Child
your
stars.
kids
Yes.
to be
Yeah.
right. I
And-
see that Ryan kid on YouTube, right, who's now
Billion.
he's 40 years old
Is
or
that the
something
one
now.
that reviews the toys?
Yes.
That's right. And he is worth, as you mentioned, Brooke, billions. It is ridiculous. And I look at that and this is a hard one, right? Because we're in our household, we are currently going through with the 3 kids a bit of stay off social media. Don't go anywhere near YouTube. You're not allowed to watch that because it's just so fraught with danger.
Yep.
Even Roblox, right? The game that the kids play. And yet at the same time, I'm torn because I look at it and I go,
There's cash to be made.
Mate, if you could set your kids up, right, sure they might be an influencer for a little while, but if you could turn them into billionaires at such a young age, you set them up for generations. It's a hard one.
I
You'd
would
be setting
recommend.
yourself up too with that commish.
Of course you would.
Like Kris Jenner
Yeah.
style.
I recommend watching the Ruby Frankie story on Disney Plus.
I've seen it. Oh, no,
That
I've
didn't
seen
change your
it.
mind?
And, no, well, it didn't change my mind in the sense that just don't be Ruby Frankie.
Yeah, 100%.
we have you seen this
No,
documentary?
I haven't seen it.
So it is absolutely dark and disturbing the way that she pretended to be this happy family, but the things that she was saying and doing to her family to get them to smile and be fake and all that sort of stuff, it gives you goosebumps, right?
Yeah.
Just absolute
There's
chills.
a line for sure.
I think they started as a happy family, though, and they're making so much money and they're making, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So she needed them to smile. So it came out of a place of we're now living in this mansion. If you don't smile, we're losing money.
And those poor kids sitting there going, Mum, I don't want to do this. I don't want to smile. And we have a rule in our house. Don't get me wrong, I throw a couple of socials up here and there.
Couple.
But I say to the kids, are you happy for this to go up? If they say no, it
that's
doesn't
good,
go
Pete.
up. It's
Yeah.
as simple as that.
Yeah, the approval. Now, just quickly before we move off that, Brooke, you need to tell everyone what type of influencing you were trying to do. You can't get out of it.
Oh, no.
You're telling it.
Is this the foot stuff?
Hey, you
Influencer, and I had to film content for her.
don't pretend you didn't film
I'm part of it.
Are you serious?
I'm an accomplice.
Oh, my God.
Oh, look.
When does it go live?
I've already started my account, but I can't land. If anyone has any suggestions for my username, I can't land on a username. That's where I'm stuck. So
Is that right?
send them my way.
Okay.
All right, next one. White Lotus.
3, 2, 1.
Yay.
Nay.
Pete, I'm so... Oh, hello.
That is. No, but only from the sense that I haven't had a chance
Neither.
to see it yet.
I have so much FOMO, though.
Me too.
It's amazing.
You're watching it, yeah?
Yeah,
Alana?
so this is the third season. I've got more details for this coming up in Gossip Queen after 7:30. But this was the third season, and each season is set in a different location. So this one was set in Thailand, and it was the finale last night. And social media is alight.
What's
Let me
so
tell
good
you
about
that.
this show? What is it?
It's got visual appeal. It's always set somewhere beautiful. It's always such an interesting slow burn on the characters. They're all staying at a resort, how those sort of storylines intertwine. It's just very interesting. It's
Right.
just a binge watch, but they make you wait because they only drop one episode a week. So
Oh, like the good old days,
Yes.
when you had to wait a week to find out what was happening on the OC.
totally.
Yeah,
and then everyone
cracking.
gets online with their theories.
Well, Pete and I'd have to start from season 1,
Yeah,
so...
happily though.
Do it.
Yeah, holidays
long
coming
wait.
up. There we go.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
might have heard me mention when we spoke to Cam just moments ago, who unfortunately didn't win the $10,000, but he was going to buy his engagement ring, right, for his partner, do the proposal if he's going to do that. But now he's off to peteandkimber.com.au and he's registering for the wedding you built. Okay, now this is going to be an incredible opportunity for a lucky couple who want to get married on this show but also have a lot of fun doing it.
Yep.
You remember we did this a couple of years ago with Lizzie and Dylan.
Lizzie.
That's
I know,
right.
They were the best. That was such a special time,
It was fantastic, right? And, people listening to the show got to choose a heap of things for their wedding.
Yeah, hilarious.
That's why she rode down the aisle on a lawnmower. That's why he was dressed as Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit.
We had Kimber as a celebrant dressed as Elvis.
That's right.
Yep.
We had an absolute ball and we're doing it again, right? So go and register for the wedding you built. But something really interesting we'd love to throw out there this morning because it's starting to become a bit of a fad now. I wouldn't even call it a fad, more of a trend, is people crowdfunding weddings. Okay?
So they're asking for the money in advance
Yes.
to pay for the wedding as opposed to you giving them a gift at the wedding.
It is absolutely wild. So we've jumped on GoFundMe and we've gone and had a bit of a look and we've found a couple, right? So there's one here that says, "Help me reach my goal. Hi, everyone. We're getting married and don't have that village to help with everything. Even just $1 can help us make our dream wedding happen. We've been friends for over 14 years and finally found our way back to each other." This is obviously her and her partner. "More than anything, we'd like to have an actual wedding. We've got a blended family," and it goes on and goes on and goes on. And then eventually it finishes with, "These are some of the things that we'd like to do with our wedding. Please, can you dive in and help us with some coin?" Right? So that's a GoFundMe there. Did you see you got the other GoFundMe on the other side of that page?
Well, this is a woman who actually had set up the GoFundMe, but clearly no one was getting around it. Then she got cross with people, and then she went online and said, "Sorry if people think this is a waste of time, but I'm not rich like you. You don't have to worry about money every time you turn around, and you can sleep peacefully. Everyone doesn't have that privilege."
Right.
So she got annoyed at it. But, I mean, look, trends are changing. And I think I've mentioned this to you before, but my friends just went to a wedding over in New South Wales.
Yeah.
And instead of doing a wishing well, there was an MC walking around with a tap and go facility,
Right.
like a square.
Yeah.
And people were tapping their phones to give the money in the middle of main course.
Yeah, but how did you feel about that?
It was weird.
Why did you find that weird?
I don't know,
Is it the optics of it?
It is. I
Yeah.
think it's too transactional. And I
'Cause-
get it. We're in a digital society. It's not that I don't understand that. But there's something a bit more discreet about putting a nice card in the wishing well. Nobody knows how much money you're putting in.
Yeah,
a gift
yeah.
is a gift. It's set with the right intention. But putting your phone out in the middle of main course?
So I've seen that happen, and they actually had like a tap and go with a screen.
Yeah.
And it had 3 different denominations on it as well. So you could,
Stop it.
yeah, no, I'm not joking. Like you could go the cheap option, which was the 30, or you could be a little bit more generous, which was around about $70 from memory, and then there was one up past 100, right? And because you were sort of sitting there and looking around at everybody else, just kind of having
What's
a sticky
everyone
beak.
else
What's
doing?
everybody else doing? You know what I mean?
God.
So, but this is the question we want to know. 131060. Is it okay to crowdfund a wedding? You know, as you mentioned, we live in a digital age now. I'm fine with it. I think it's perfectly fine to crowdfund a wedding. But I think you have to know the people that you're going to be sending that crowdfund out to.
Yes.
You know, and ultimately you probably have to be prepared for it not going very well.
Do you reckon, are you sort of saying that someone could be a bit shady and just run off with the cash?
Well, possibly. I mean,
Yeah.
that's, that we've seen plenty of examples of that happening where people have built GoFundMes and crowdfunding and stuff like that, and they've just taken off with the money. But 131060, because there are people listening to this show this morning that would be considering crowdfunding their wedding, and that's fair. Like,
I
the
don't
text
know.
there.
I just think I'm for a gift. I'm traditional in that sense.
You can't pay for a wedding with a toaster. All right.
No, but a money gift on the day.
Melissa, good morning. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, it's next level crazy, seriously. Look, I was very fortunate in the 90s from an Italian family. Dad, paid so much money. No regrets of my wedding day. It was perfection. However, I guess I've just contradicted myself because, yes, one thing I would change is the amount of money my parents spent on my sisters and my wedding.
Yeah. Melissa,
In this economic climate, who are you trying to impress by having this lavish wedding? Seriously, guys out there, if you're listening, put all that money into a home. Put it into a home. A wedding is a one-day event. And you know what? Getting married on a beach or with just an intimate amount of people, I can't even tell you. I had 250 people at my wedding.
Yeah.
I don't half of them.
It's-
So what waste of money?
Yeah, Melissa,
Melissa's jumping in with the financial advice. It's a good point,
It's
though.
such a good point. You know, one of the things that, because my wife and I talk about this off every now and again, right, where we go, would you ever change anything about the wedding?
Yeah.
And wouldn't change the fact that, you know, like there's a lot of things I wouldn't change, but I agree with her in the sense that you look back on it, and as beautiful as the day was and as thankful as you are for, you know, my parents and her parents covered the wedding.
Yes,
as thankful as
yes,
you are,
that's very different.
you do look at it and you go, that was a lot of money to spend on one day.
Huge.
And where you could put that. Now, I've been to plenty of weddings where they've just had them in the backyard.
Yes.
And there's a big
With
group
a
of people.
celebrant.
They've got an oyster shucking station and
Yep.
a couple of other bits and pieces. Might have spent 10 grand. And everybody's had just as good a time. And you end up, as you get older, you end up just realising it's just about
Having the
spending time with people
yeah,
and
of
having the right
course.
people around,
Yeah,
you know?
that's true. Times have definitely changed on that front.
Christian, good morning. You did something very different to fund your wedding. What was it?
Containers for change. We got all our Coke cans and beer cans and whatever we could to fund our wedding, and we ended up having it at Barbagallo Raceway for a very, very low budget of under $5,000 or $6,000.
You're joking.
Wow.
How long were you collecting cans for to get this done?
Well, it was before COVID and the wedding got cancelled, so when COVID hit, we had more time to plan it, and then I went to Melbourne. I had a heart attack and realised I needed to marry my wife as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, when I got back to Perth after the F1, I said to her, let's do it. And we got married in September that year, and it was, I think it was in January or something like that when we first went, right, it's happening this year.
Yeah, right. Hey, Christian, how much money did you raise from the cans?
About $2,500.
Jesus, pretty good.
That's good.
And the rest of it was our money.
Yep.
And also Barbagallo Raceway put on a buffet lunch or dinner that had more food that we could take home than we could feed everybody with.
Christian, was this just your way of luring everyone to the racetrack for a great day out? You sound really into the racetrack idea.
It was Christy's idea, and we had V8 supercars going on while I was trying to get my words in, and when she was talking, she didn't have a V8 car go past.
25,000 odd cans by the sounds of things to pick two and a half
and
grand.
I'm sure they would have had a few more cans out at the racetrack too.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins. WA's richest race day is back. The Kia Quokka, supported by Western Australia, Walking on a Dream, returns Saturday, April 26 at Ascot. Get your tickets now at perthracing.com.au.
Give me the gossip.
Gossip Queen.
Tell me everything.
All right, we'll get to this decades-long feud between these Tinseltown heavyweights.
Yep.
In just a moment, but catch us up on what's happened the last couple of nights on the telly.
Well, there's been finales galore. Australian Idol coming to a nail-biting conclusion last night. Our own Gisela from WA, though, she was in the final three. She didn't make the final two, but it went to Marshall Hamburger, who was absolutely stoked.
The winner of Australian Idol 2025, Marshall Hamburger.
Good on him. So he picks up 100 grand,
100K.
right? And a recording contract. My heart sank for Gisela. I mean, obviously, you know, we've got a little bit of a vested interest because she's a proud West Australian.
Yes.
But she's such a stunning talent. And we had her on this show earlier this week. We didn't know she's a massive fan of this show.
She loves this show.
Yeah.
She messaged me on Instagram.
Yeah.
And she was like, I always listen in. I've been listening since I was a kid. Like, started following me on the... Like, she is a gem.
So she got to play around a yay or nay. We did the Australian Idol yay or nay with her.
Yes.
She had some great answers to some of the questions we threw at her. You can hear it on the Pete and Kimber podcast on Listener right now.
White Lotus. Now, this has been trending hardcore.
This theme. Now, I haven't seen this. This is the thing, right? This is how I know this is a big show. I haven't seen this show, but I have heard this theme.
I know. Well,
You know what
this
I
is
mean?
one of the controversies that happened. So this is the third season, and they actually changed that theme song, which became so iconic from the first two seasons. And they did, because this one was set in Thailand, they did a bit of a different spin on it, and fans never really liked
Like
it.
warmed up to it.
Yeah, they should have just kept it the same. But anyway, that is not all that they're saying online. Fans are saying that they don't think that this finale did the show justice.
Really? Why?
Well,
have you seen the finale yet?
I haven't seen the finale yet. That's on today's agenda, but I've been watching along and I love the first two seasons. Now, what he sort of does, Mike White, who is amazing Australian director, he sort of puts a little couple of nuggets in there, and you know that someone is going to die at the end, but you're sort of trying to piece together where it's going to go, who it's going to be. And apparently, without any spoilers, last night's finale did not hit the mark.
Oh, maybe it was the person that everybody wasn't hoping would die.
Yeah, the little red herrings didn't quite stack up. But season 4 is confirmed. It's going to be set in Mykonos. Let's hope they bring back that original soundtrack as well.
Fantastic. All right, let's get to the big one, okay? This massive feud between these two titans of music.
Of the music world.
Finally been buried between... I cannot believe that we are witnessing this happen in our lifetimes, honestly.
And so public about it. So this is Madonna and Elton John.
Unbelievable.
Now, this feud has been going on since 2002. And what happened when it started was that Sir Elton basically called Madonna's track Die Another Day the worst Bond tune ever from the James Bond movies.
Right, now we have a little bit of Die Another Day. This was back in, as you mentioned, 2002. Now, look, in defence of Sir Elton, like, I agreed with him at the time because it was a shocker of a tune. But this is classic early double O's, like the shift of the millennium type of sound,
yes,
you know? It was
I think they had all those big songs. They had GoldenEye with Tina Turner, and they had Skyfall with Adele, like these big power ballads.
Like, those power ballads were amazing beforehand, but the double O's was trash pop.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, where it really escalated was in 2004 at the Q Awards. So Madonna was nominated for Best Live Act. Sir Elton ended up winning an award and took the opportunity to publicly bag Madonna on the stage.
Madonna, best live act. Off. Since when has lip syncing been live? Sorry about that, but I think everyone who lip syncs in public on stage when you pay like 75 quid to see them should be shot. That's me off a Christmas card list, but do I give a toss? No.
Sir Elton with the shade. I am telling you. So they basically haven't spoken since that happened, but they've been both at Saturday Night Live just in the last couple of days, and they've both met up, said that they're going to do a collaboration, and then they've gone on Instagram, and Madonna said, over the decades, it hurt me to know that someone I admired so much shared his dislike of me publicly as an artist, and I didn't understand it, but now we're looking to collaborate. Everything has come full circle. You can tell everyone this is your song.
Unreal.
So that's what Madge has said. And then Elton said, look, thank you for coming to see me at Saturday Night Live. Thank you for forgiving me and my big mouth. I'm not proud of what I said, particularly when I think about all the groundbreaking work you've done as an artist, paving the way for an entire female generation of musicians.
Unbelievable. So, yes, this idea that finally these two could collaborate on something.
Imagine.
Look forward to seeing what comes.
Well, Elton did that one with Britney Spears, so we can only hope it's better.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Good morning. Alana is in for Kimber today. All right, mate, it is your turn, Alana, to have a round of Alphabucks.
Oh, God, you're going to put me through my paces. I get nervous at this for other people, but I've never had to be in the hot seat myself.
Have you ever played this?
Never.
Well, no, I just I like listening to it.
This is where's it, mate. I've got the sheet right here, Benny. I've got the sheet right. You're not allowed to have the sheet.
Oh, no.
Because
Danny had the sheet yesterday.
Yeah, I know Danny had the sheet yesterday.
I was going to say
Guys,
the rules.
don't get the sheets with each other. It's only 8 a.m.
Oh, wow. Well done, you.
Thanks,
that was an absolute cracker.
Thanks.
So, you know the rules. 30 seconds, 10 questions. Pass if you don't know an answer. Can't accept the same answer twice,
I
all
read
that
it
sort of
out
stuff.
50 times to people this morning.
Can accept the money.
Can't accept the money.
Can accept the money.
Can't accept the
Yes,
money.
Oh,
Ben.
come on.
So I'm very interested to see how you go.
I'm fighting for this. Can accept the money.
Can't accept the money.
Can accept
I'll give
it.
you some later, Ben, if I get it.
Can
okay?
accept.
Right, somebody else
Money.
is going to win the $10,000. That's for them. But we're going to see how you go here. Because we are playing every half hour on this show. And I know you've been frothing at the moment for your chance to go.
What would you spend the 10 on?
Well, we are going to Italy in a few weeks, and I need some cash desperately because I think I've overdone it on the
Cash would
budget.
help. Cash would help.
Yeah.
Now, you got 7 on this yesterday.
A modest 7.
A modest 7.
that's
T for
good.
Tango.
I like that.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, you get that 10 grand tagliatelle. Okay, here we go.
Stop it.
Question number 1.
You haven't given me my letter, Dal.
I said T for Tango.
Oh, okay.
That many times. All right. Listen, geez,
All
this
right,
is going to
okay,
go
T,
well.
T,
Here
T,
we
T,
go.
T.
All right, question number 1. Name a chocolate bar.
12.
A musical instrument.
Pass.
A noun.
Tune.
Female actor.
Stop it, Ben.
Ben, stop.
Pass.
An African country.
Tanzania.
A colour.
Teal.
A Disney character.
Tarzan.
A dog breed.
Terrier.
A natural disaster.
You.
An element on the periodic table.
Titanium.
You got it wrong, mate. You can't put a U in there. I think you got around 6 or something like that, which wasn't too
pretty
bad.
good.
Ben.
It wasn't too bad.
And a bit of humour.
Yeah, and
Well,
a bit of
Ben
humour.
was
pretty good, a
making
bit
me
of
laugh,
humour.
so I
No,
was
it
lucky
wasn't.
I could focus to come back. I should have said Taylor Sheridan. We were just talking about him before.
Taylor Sheridan, yes. So this is this producer. You came waltzing in here talking about this producer of some of the biggest TV shows.
I just said, why haven't we been talking about this guy?
Because-
why hasn't he come up?
Well, we can.
Conversation.
Now, every day, so not to be today for you, unfortunately,
Yeah.
mate. So we'll give
I
you,
got that,
we'll give you a
thanks.
6, if that. As you mentioned, oh no,
Maybe-
you got a 7. You mashed it with Benny.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe that's a question. Who is a bigger heavyweight at the moment than Taylor Sheridan?
Yeah. Okay.
Come up with one.
All right.
please.
Who's a big
Who's a
heavyweight?
bigger heavyweight than him at the moment?
All right.
I don't know.
I'll take obscure questions for $500. Thank you so much.
Who wears a cowboy hat
Okay,
better?
we'll give the 10 away.
All right, no worries. Hey, we've got your intro. We give Ben a new intro every day.
Yep.
He did very well with T. Let's take a listen in his latest intro.
Okay, Benny, your letter is T, all right?
Terrific.
Okay, your first question. How would someone say the word tricks if they had a lisp?
Twix.
A musical instrument you've always wanted to play.
Trumpet.
An inferior form of media compared to radio.
Television.
The sound a creaky door makes. When we have to collect you from downstairs because you've forgotten your...
Pass.
The noise your dentist tells you to make when you open your mouth. Where you keep your offshore bank accounts.
Tanzania.
Your favourite flavour of lip balm.
Tangerine.
The Disney character you dressed up for last Halloween.
Tinkerbell.
Fonzie's catchphrase from Happy Days.
That's a set-up job. But I did forget my pass again today.
Are you serious?
Ben.
Every day we've got to go down and
You
get
do
him.
work here, you know that,
Yeah,
right?
he does work here, yes,
Yeah.
indeed. All right, hang around. Now, we've announced that the regatta is on. This is the Masters Milk Carton Regatta, right, later on this year, but we're going to take you back a ways to what happened last year when myself and Kimber were trying to get Ben into our boats. All right, just a little reminder of what happened.
I thought we've moved past
No,
this.
we haven't moved. I haven't moved past this, mate, because it sunk me in the end.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins. Masters Milk Carton Regatta.
Registrations are now open, peteandkimber.com.au, but you've got to get moving. You've only got until Sunday, June 1 to apply. There is a share in over $15,000 on offer for arguably West Australia's biggest event, the Masters Milk Carton Regatta. All right?
Iconic.
Absolutely iconic. They're celebrating 100 years this year as well,
What?
Masters.
Really?
100 years. So it's going to be massive.
That's
absolutely
amazing.
massive. But it's stunning. You saw it last year, Benny, for the first time with all the people lining the shores watching those vessels made out of milk cartons go to absolute chaos. It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, and we got wet for the cause too, didn't
Yeah, we certainly
got
did,
involved,
yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Tell us more about how you got involved and how that happened to
Well-
come around. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. We're
He was
not going to
under
have
a bit
another
of duress.
repeat.
No, I'll be
Yeah.
back.
No, I
I'll be
wasn't
back to
curious.
defend my title.
Will you really? Right? In your own bloody boat this year. I'll do you the hot tip. So last year, let me bring you up to speed on this, right? Last year, Alana, Ben was meant to be in my boat.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realise this, but I was on my own because Ben abandoned me. Now, I did this incredible pitch. Kimber and I had to do pitches to get Ben into our boat.
I remember this.
Okay. Now, I'm going to play you the audio of my pitch to Ben, him going, yes, I'm in your boat. And then I'm going to play you the audio of all Kimber had to do to get Ben to switch sides, all right? Now, have a listen to
Switch
this.
teams.
Ben, the two of us need look for oars. Look me in the eyes while this happens. I've got the boat you've been searching for. Ben, I watched you play footy. At least I love footy. Haven't you met Kimber? Did you know she hates footy? Ben, I want you in my boat. We'll spend the day together in my boat. I want to row you around Hillary's. I want to take Kimber down Hillary's. She's gonna take you for granted. Don't stop, Ben leaving. Come get that winning feeling. There's one more. You're the best around. Don't get in Kimber's boat, you'll probably drown. You're going to hear the effort that I went to.
Oh, my God, the
I
musical
hear that, and now I
prowess.
think, what have I done?
What have you done? All right, what have you done? Well, this is what you did. So this was Kimber's pitch to Ben. Okay, have a listen to this.
Hey, Ben, I've got a bit of a fun challenge for you. One that doesn't involve a footy, but I promise it will still test your skills. I'm in need of a strong, experienced and exceptionally fast rower to help me navigate some pretty serious waters. Now, given your elite fitness and your background in high-intensity sports, I'm pretty sure you've got the stamina and the grit to make this a winning combo. So, how about it? You and me, a boat, some good banter, and maybe even a race to see if the footy legs can keep up with the rowing technique. I'll bring the snacks and the laughs, you bring the power and precision. Let's see if we can make this an epic adventure and maybe even a future highlight reel. Cheers, Kimber.
Now, out of those two, who would you have chosen? Be honest.
Are you putting this on me now?
Yes, I am.
Look,
who would you have chosen?
Kimber's my girl, but you had the musical,
Right.
genius. I love what you did.
I think where you went wrong is after these two pictures, you went missing for 3 days. You didn't turn up to work.
Yeah,
and then I was more worried about your reliability. I said, well, he can't make it to work. What happens if he can't make it to the regatta?
Right,
I just was worried about being left at the aisle.
Yeah.
You've omitted details, Pete.
No,
That's
no.
a very important piece
Is
of
it
information.
not?
Yeah,
it not?
is, Ben. It
I
is.
thought you were watery.
And while I was away, all it took, the audio's somewhere, we're going to bloody find it. All it took was Kimber to look at Ben while I was away and go, hey, Pete's not here, you want to jump in my boat? And he just went weak at the knees. He went, buddy, weak at the knees and hopped over. Yeah, mate, Kimber's not exactly around at the moment either, right? What are the chances you're going to dive in on my boat? Hey?
Run the slipper over.
Are we getting the commitment from you right now?
I don't want to get in the middle of this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm feeling like I'm sort of tied in now, like as a witness to this deal that's getting done.
I'll have you this year.
Okay.
I'll have you, mate. One way
I'll go where Sam goes.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Sam Jolly. She was in the boat as well. Hey, listen, it's going to be
the weather on our side.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Simple as ABC.
You've just won $10,000.
Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins presents
Alphabucks.
$10,000 Alphabucks.
Perth, Mix 94.5.
$10,000.
You've just won $10,000. I want to yell that again. I want to yell it. I want to feel that energy, that winning energy. Carmen, is it your turn to win 10 grand, Carmen?
Yes.
Oh, Carmen, there is a woman ready to win. Now, we hear you're planning a huge holiday. Where are you going?
We are going to Vietnam.
Oh, 10K going a long
Yeah,
way
never
there.
been before,
Would
so
have some
very
legs
excited.
in Vietnam, wouldn't it?
Yes, I absolutely would.
10 would have some legs in Vietnam.
Certainly would.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Mate, can you imagine, right, just trawling the markets Okay,
Yeah.
just being able to go there and try all the markets and sample all the foods and see the things and buy
for
the
sure.
things. And,
I cannot wait. I'm
Yeah.
very excited.
all right, let's make this big holiday just that much bigger, Carmen.
Yeah.
$10,000 on the line. Let's grab the rules, Alana.
All right, Carmen, 30 seconds, 10 questions, 10 grand could be yours. You'll be given a letter of the alphabet. All your answers must start with that letter. You can pass. We'll come back around to it if there's time. We must accept your first answer. You cannot repeat an answer, and your time will start after we read the first question. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
Carmen, now's your time. Your letter is G for golf. G for golf, Carmen. Here we go. Question number 1. Name an AFL team.
Geelong.
A movie.
Ghostbusters.
A 3-letter word.
Gas.
An animal.
Gorilla.
A girl's name.
Jasond.
A fruit.
Grape.
A dog breed.
Greyhound.
A country.
Gander.
A boy's name.
Jared.
A sport.
Golf.
That's all 10.
Oh, my God.
That is all 10 questions.
Oh, my goodness.
I've never been a part of this.
You've never been a part of
Not
this,
that I was a
Benny.
big part of it.
Hey, Carmen.
Swan in at the
It's only a
11th
cameo
hour.
role.
You know what? Hey, Carmen, I bet you've never been a part of this as well, have you?
No.
$10,000 up for grabs. You're the first person, I can tell you, in weeks who has answered all 10 questions, Carmen. You're the first person in weeks that has answered all 10 questions for the chance at $10,000. How are you feeling right now? Talk us through it.
I'm shaking. Literally shaking.
Because the thing is, Carmen, $10,000 isn't just, hey, we're going to make our holiday just that much bigger. When you're actually this close to the 10 grand, it starts to feel real. All right? It starts to feel really real. The fact that we've got $10,000 up for grabs here and you're this close. Now, we are checking. I can tell you now that the adjudicators, our producers, are checking the questions. We're going over them with a fine-tooth comb to see exactly where you've gone right or possibly even wrong. Hopefully, all right. So it's
I'm
going to
not
take a little
going
bit of
over it.
time.
I can give you the tip.
Are you serious, Benny? You just wait over there, mate, because 30 seconds flies, all right?
Stop me.
Ben's very eager this morning.
You want to give away the 10 grand, don't you? You want a moment. I can tell.
I've given it.
You've given the 10 grand, have you?
Out of your own pocket? Oh, my God. The
Thanks, Benny.
suspense.
I'm on your team. It's hard, Carmen.
Carmen,
Yeah.
$10,000, Carmen. We're this close. Every half hour we've been playing for 10 grand with Alphabucks. All right. What I'm hoping is we go over to the adjudicators and they give us a really good reason to not have to play this again this morning.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
And we can
All
put in
right.
our request then for our souvenirs from Vietnam. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
What
can
do you
all put
want?
something in.
Yeah.
Ben wants like a new coffee cup or, what do you want,
maybe
Ben?
a
for the
leather
muppets?
bag.
A leather bag?
Producer Brooke.
Ooh, in the bag, Nimco.
Yeah, you know it.
What about Gucci to celebrate the fact that it was a
Gucci.
G,
Yeah, that's
hey?
up there too. Louis Vuitton. I'll keep going.
So $10,000 here. Producer Brooke.
Oh, I feel I'm going to lose sleep over this, but Carmen, I'm very sorry, but for a country you said Gander, which are the people of Uganda, and there is no country called Gander. I listened back to it 4 times.
come on.
I'm so sorry.
It's slang.
It's slang. It's slang.
That's what they say.
Oh, Carmen.
God, that's
You
hard.
gander if you've got time. Gander if you're in a hurry. Come on.
Carmen. Carmen,
Come
are you
on.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Hey,
I'm going to
Brooke.
keep.
Brooke,
Yeah.
nine,
Ben's
is it a
outraged.
9? Did we get a 9? We got
Yeah,
9.
9.
So, sorry, mate. I interrupted you there, Carmen. What were you going to say?
That's okay. I'm going to keep trying until I get it.
Mate, please
Yeah.
do. You have
Yeah.
been, honestly, you had one finger on the money.
I would still.
I know. Oh, thanks for rubbing it in.
Get your lawyer to have a look. Get your lawyer to have a look at this.
Would you shut up?
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Life can be so unpredictable, especially when that's the aim of this game. So we're asking, what happens next?
Hey, listen, I need to set this up with a little bit of a trigger warning here, okay? If you've got a bit of a squeamish stomach, this might not be for you. We're going to play a round of what happens next. We're going to keep it tight and bright so we can get to Alphabucks, okay? It's running a bit late this morning. But here's how it works. We've got some stories we've found on the internets. We've got Siri here. Siri's going to tell us the beginning of the story. Then we're going to have a guess at what happens next.
So these are stories that have happened?
Absolutely. Yes, they are real. They are honest. They are true. They have happened.
Like everything on the internet, Ben, it's all happened.
Exactly.
I'm a believer. I am a
100%
believer.
true.
All right. And we have a guess at what happens next, and we listen to the audio. We ready to go?
Yep.
Here we go.
Let's talk about Gary Hoy. Gary is a successful lawyer and he is also passionate about architecture. Gary has a party trick when he has guests over to showcase the architecture of his home. What is his party trick?
What's his party trick?
Okay. Should I go?
You go.
Well, he has the sliding folding walls that by day make up the old bookcases and the library.
Yeah.
And this turns on itself and then out of nowhere, a bar, gaming tables, cigar room.
Jeez.
Appears.
He's just like his old man cave. Yeah, right, okay.
That's elite. I was just going with he makes everyone do a human pyramid. So we can demonstrate the height of the ceilings.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha.
I'll go on the top.
Yep, okay, fantastic. That's good by you.
That's a bit of cheer.
Yeah.
I think you guys are both being tame. I reckon he's got, much in the same way as you, he's got the hidden door. But the door opens up and he reveals that all of the people that he's kidnapped over the past 15 years, he's forgotten to squirrel them away.
Oh, my God, Pete.
Just put them somewhere else for the time being, and his guests have found out and the cops have been called. Let's find out what happens. Now, I know that's next level.
That sounds very Puff Daddy, allegedly.
Right, but people who know this game know that this goes to impossible places. So let's find out what happened next.
Gary would show off his building's tremendously strong windows by running into them and bouncing off, to the amazement of visitors. Unfortunately, since he was on the 24th floor, one accident was all it took. On the 9th of July, 1993, Gary pulled his stunt for the last time. The window broke, he went through, and the horrified witnesses could do nothing to save him.
That happened.
That happened.
What date was that?
1993. Was it
Okay.
producer Brooke sometime in 1993?
Yes, correct. This whole game is darker than what I thought.
So it's not always a happy ending.
We can only hope.
Well, you have trigger warnings for a reason on this show. All right.
Ben and I are in
What was
trouble.
that?
No, I'm not repeating it.
I'll give you one more. Okay, here we go. Have a listen to this. Take it away, please, Siri.
Now I'd like you to meet Hans Steininger, an Austrian mayor who was well known for his very long beard. His beard was so long, in fact, that it could be stretched out to nearly 5 feet, and he typically kept it rolled up in a leather pouch. On a day late in September, a big fire broke out in his town. What happened next?
What happened next?
I reckon he did like a Rapunzel thing with his beard and somebody climbed down his beard to get down from the burning building.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, that's along the line. I had heroics with the beard.
Yeah, right, okay.
Saves the day.
Yep.
Yeah?
Never cuts it again.
Right.
Okay. So let's... Okay.
I reckon he's been using beard oil and his beard's caught fire.
Yeah, that will get you in trouble.
And his head's lit up. So
Patient zero.
let's have a listen to what happens next.
In the panic, Hans forgot to secure his beard in his little leather pouch, and while running around trying to help the situation, he tripped over his beard, fell down a flight of stairs, broke his neck, and died.
Oh my God!
You guys, you producers, you are demonic.
Another feel-good story.
Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins. 6 to 9 weekdays. You can't miss Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins. And you can't miss with whatif.com. With loads of accommodation options plus flights, car hire and things to do. Book your trip at whatif.com or download the What If app. What if it's Aussie for travel?